What's up, guys? This is the GSL Code S. Tastes and Artos is here, and we have a bunch of sick TVPs to do today.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. We saw yesterday Nanawa fall to MVP. We saw Oz fall to Parting, so we're going to have MVP and Parting on that side. One of those two will be in the finals. On this side of the bracket, 4 insanely good players, 2 of which are on Team Liquid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very exciting. Team Liquid, of course, the site teamliquid.net. Supporting the international and Korean scene. Pretty diverse team that they got here.
Yeah, they absolutely
And, one of my favorite players to watch, we're going to be casting first. It's going to be Hero going up against SuperNova.
I actually love all 4 of these players, to be perfectly frank. If I see
me too,
SuperNova, Hero, Squirtle, or Tasia streaming or in a tournament, I will drop everything I'm doing and watch it. And let me tell you, the baby doesn't like that, man. I'll be just run over and turn that right on, Tasteless, because they are insanely good players. I have no idea who's really going to win today. My thoughts, I want to get yours. I think Squirtle's going to take out Tasia. I think he's too good. And as far as the other one, it's much harder to predict, in my opinion, but I'm feeling just slightly SuperNova, man.
I think it's going to be Hero, a close match, and then I think it's also going to be Squirtle. That's just the way I'm feeling right now.
A lot of people are predicting Squirtle to take down the whole tournament.
There's a possibility of like a PvP finals. That could actually happen. The very first one ever in GSL history.
Almost no Protosses
There's
even make it.
There's basically almost never a PvP finals in StarCraft II.
There's almost never a Protoss in the finals. What have we had? We've had Genius one time, MC twice, and Inca. I think that's all the Protosses that have ever made it to the finals.
Yeah. So this would be a big moment in esports history, GSL history. By the way, GSTL Season 2 is coming up very soon. It's going to be sick. We've got some upgraded stuff going on there. We have 10 teams plus Team Liquid and Fnatic.
That's insane. That's so great. We're going to see more and more foreigners playing in it, which is just awesome. What a wonderful thing that is.
Yeah, it's so exciting, especially with the addition of the 2 international teams we got. TL and Fnatic. It's great, and the Team League I think is one of the best things we got here at the GSL. It's the individual leagues are cool. GSL, by far, like the coolest thing ever. But the team leagues, it's fun because you get to see a lot of players you would not normally see. And you get to see this sort of group effort.
And you get to learn so much about the teams and even about the best players when you see the people that, hey, these are the guys that they live next to and train next to that they practice with.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So definitely check that out. It's really cool to see how much, it's actually really cool to see how much the GSL has improved since year 1. Mm-hmm. Now we're here at, early on in year 2. So much better.
Yeah.
All right.
It gets better and better, Tasteless.
It does. Now, yesterday, we mentioned this briefly, but let's go ahead and take a look. Nanawa and MVP, great match, actually. Very short, but, really interesting. Basically MVP said, you know what? Nanawa, he focuses on the mid-game and late game, having a good economy. Why don't I just knock him out early on? And then a slamming 3-0 here with Parting just obliterating Oz.
Yeah, just blowing him away, man.
Definitely the better player won that that series.
Yeah, Oz, his PvP seems to have been off lately. Nexus first. We'll see if that comes into the metagame eventually. It's hard to say, though. It's a risky build.
Yeah, it really is. Now, we also have today SuperNova, Hero, Tasia, Squirtle, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
It certainly is, Tasteless. I'm really excited about today.
Hey, tell us about our players now.
All right, here we go. SuperNova, Hero, Tasia, and Squirtle, as you said, Tasteless. Now, SuperNova, he was amazing when he came up in Code A, and then he kind of dropped off for a bit. But he came back as of last November, IMO. He's awesome now. Hero, this guy is a hero of Protoss. He plays so different. If anyone is Bisu so far in StarCraft II, it's him.
Well said.
And then, of course, we have Tasia. This guy has made a name for himself in more of the online cups and just kicking ass this season, finally. And Squirtle, so patient, so intelligent with his play, showing it IPL and showing it this season in the GSL.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think today should be, it's definitely going to be closer than our PvP yesterday. I don't think we're ever going to have that again, Artosis.
No,
this deep into a tournament.
Not.
That was, I think yesterday was possibly our shortest day of GSL.
It was definitely one of. It may have been the shortest, only 2 hours. I think
the shortest was an hour 41. So I think
we had a day of 4 PvPs. I believe, like way back in GSL Season 2 or something.
Oh, you might be right.
Yeah, like Open Season 2. But yeah, it was as quick as can be.
Yeah, felt weird to actually finish up that quickly.
It was lickety spit quick or whatever. What did I say that time?
Well, it's lickety split, I think.
Yeah, but liquidy.
You said like liquidy spit or something like that last time you tried to
Spit
get it.
is liquidy, but
It is. It's not. No. No.
Yeah. Anyways.
Hero is liquidy.
Oh.
We need joke writers.
Well, SuperNova may not be liquid, may not be solid, may not be gas, may be plasma.
Yeah.
Definitely
Good bet.
He's at least one of the elements.
Yeah, there you go.
Dark matter, I don't know, man. Who knows, Tasteless?
As you can see here, actually Hero pretty dominant on all these maps. SuperNova, we don't have a ton of stats for him on these maps, but we'll see. You know, SuperNova, he's been overshadowed, I think, previously a little bit by some of these other Terran players.
Yeah.
And
Look at that.
now he's making a name for himself.
Jesus, look at that nice shirt that SuperNova's wearing.
Oh, look at
From
that.
thehandsomernerd.com.
Wow.
Who sponsors OGS.
Wow.
We'll have those shirts on the site next week.
Yeah, so if you want to
We're
support them,
still
you can
getting
get
that
those.
ready. Yeah. Help out the team.
Think
Help
of it
out
like,
SuperNova.
you know when you want to like sponsor a whale, you're like, I'm going to,
Well, Whale is already sponsored by FXO,
Yeah.
but I mean, what about the OGS players, man?
yeah, well, think about that. And it's whales aren't even generally good at StarCraft II,
Well,
so you're going to be making
FXO
the right
Whale is
choice.
pretty good. I was watching some of
well,
his
he's the
games this morning.
exception. I mean, most
Most
Hammer.
whales not so good. Like, I mean, sonar is not the best mode of control. Normally, you need
No.
a keyboard and a mouse.
you do, and fingers.
Well,
that
yeah,
helps a lot.
Maybe if we amputate a lot of their flesh, they have those finger bones inside their flippers.
Maybe, maybe Ortosis.
Yeah, maybe Tasteless.
Anyways, SuperNova and Hero. This should be a good match. I think this will be. I think this is out of all the.
This is a hard one to predict.
It's very tough. I think it's going to be one of our closest ones.
I agree.
And I
agree.
expect today to not be as short as yesterday.
No, I think today's going to be long, and I think this is a very difficult match to predict.
Yeah.
We'll see.
When I say Hero, I'm almost saying it more because I'd love to see more of Heroes play.
certainly.
But may the best man win. All right, head-to-head. SuperNova against Hero. Game number 1 here in the GSL Codex. It's on vacation.
It's kind of grim, you know?
It is.
Don't get much vitamin D on the
No,
Tube
man.
Valley.
All right, introducing our player in the upper right from the team OGS, one of the best Terrans in the world, especially at TVP. His ideas.
OGS SuperNova.
As you can see, SuperNova's had a very well. Let me just put it blunt. 8-2. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it is.
Especially considering those are his most recent games. That's it's saying a lot because he's in the Codex now. Pretty tough. In the bottom right, we have our Protoss player from the site TeamLiquid.net, a popular streamer. He is
Liquid Hero.
I believe the vast majority of our audience in the studio rooting for Hero.
Yeah, a lot of Liquid fans out there, no doubt. TeamLiquid.net being one of the biggest sites for StarCraft.
TeamLiquid.net's at least a decade old now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's right around there, isn't it?
I guess it's. And now I'm curious actually when exactly the birth of the site was, but
It was,
I believe it's got to be
around a decade ago.
Yeah, because with StarCraft 1 is about 11 years old. I think the site
No,
came out-
StarCraft 1 is
12?
from, like 1999, I want to say.
No, I think
so,
it's. Oh no, it's 1998. So no, it must be way more than that. What am I saying?
Something like that.
So then it must. Yeah, okay. So then maybe the site's even older than that.
you can't
All right,
crush
that is a
Liquid fools.
Wookiee with a Wookiee
Save
dress
me
on.
111. Well, we'll see if he uses a 111 and if that in fact can save him.
You're funny.
Thanks.
Well, Terranwald in Protoss is not going to get any intel.
Yeah. What, even seeing the wall and you're going to think, probably a quick expansion.
There's a lot more people filing into the studio now.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
think
showed up yesterday, and a lot of people should show up today with 2 Liquid members in there. And of course, Squirtle, man, who doesn't like Pokemon?
Who does not like Pokemon is a good question. I still haven't played Pokemon.
Yeah, you got to fix that, man. It's actually, you will love it.
If I play Pokemon, should I play it on Like, should I play it on like an old school handheld, or should I play it like on an emulator or something?
I think it's fine if you play on an emulator. I don't.
You think so?
I mean, as a child, I loved playing on the Game Boy, like laying in bed when I was supposed to go to bed or something.
I'm not comfortable wandering around Seoul looking like the biggest hipster nerd with my old school Game Boy. Oh, that's interesting. The polling for Hero very good here, 61.
Yeah, well, SuperNova, no one ever really bets on him, but he continues to dominate. He actually had the lowest percent of anyone in GSL to get out of his like round of 32 group, and then he won it 2-0-2-0 out. He had like 3% or something. So that, I mean, he's underrated completely. Just a superb player. But I want to see how his TVP goes. He originally in StarCraft II got known for his TVP. There's been ups and downs of how hard the matchups have been for each race in the metagame. And back when he was coming up through Code A was when Protosses were crushing face. Oh my God, he's 4-gated.
Yeah, he's got a 4-gate. This will probably not be a long game, unless, let's say, that it's an even trade. Hero does some damage to SuperNova, but can't kill him, and then it'll pan out. But otherwise, it's probably going to be a game where either Hero does one swift kill move, or SuperNova deflects and then has an economy and just buries Hero. Well,
the Stalker's going to stop this SCV, unfortunately, so he's going to have no idea. Right now, if I'm SuperNova, I'm like, well, it's probably an expansion. But unfortunately, it is the exact opposite of that. Now, there is a Marine leaving SuperNova's base to go look, but as we see, he's only gone for 2 barracks. So 2 barracks with 1 bunker, that's pretty rough. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's so close.
So close, Stasis. In fact, the probe came down just after he left, too.
This is when, just a few pixels can, make the difference between a win or a loss here. All right, he's warping in now. We're going to see this attack very soon.
Yeah, and there's not even a lot of SCVs down there. I'm feeling this for Hero right now.
Also know the distance from the expansion. Oh, he knows.
Oh my God, all the SCVs going to come out to that bunker right this second.
Okay, I was going to say, the distance it takes for the SCVs to travel to the bunker.
He's even bringing him.
Come back. Yeah, he's even bringing a mule.
Yeah, he needs to actually stop mining his gas. He needs to just sit there, make bunkers, surround his bunker with SCVs. You might lose a lot of SCVs here, but if you can hold this without losing like almost all of them, you're pretty good against a 4-gate. This guy has no tech. He has no way to really transition out. He is making probes right now so that he can try to transition out in case this doesn't work.
He's moving up the ramp. The SCVs are going to need to repair. Ideally, they should be on the front to block the Zealots.
Wow, no sentries, so he cannot stop them from repairing. Him being found here is actually really bad for him.
Been deflected.
Yeah, he's in terrible trouble now, Tasteless. When you go without the sentries, that is really dangerous.
Well, he had to go without the sentries because he only got 1 gas. But then Nexus being planted down here now, and it looks like Hero's going to attempt to transition this back into a standard game. We'll see if he can do it.
One thing to say is he did kill 9 SCVs. Not bad. But with 2 command centers out, it's 24 SCVs to 32 probes, which is like where it would be normally. But there's 2 command centers already with double mules dropping. So actually, this is still looking pretty good for SuperNova, especially since he's getting siege tanks to siege mode. These gateway units will do nothing.
He does have some sentries. He's over here with his army, so he may actually try to do a bust from this funky angle because only 1 bunker can defend at a time.
Yeah, even if he does, though, SuperNova's
it,
siege is just about to finish.
Yeah, and that'll drive him out.
I mean, it'll crush. In fact, if he doesn't pull out quick enough, he can lose sentries, and that's a lot of gas input.
All right, here we go. He's going to try act number 2.
And bam, as soon as he sees that, he's got to get out.
Depleting all the shields on those units, he's going to run out of there. And the Nexus is going to come down now. And he's going to get a Forge. Okay, so probably going to chrono out the armor upgrade, excuse me.
Yeah, very likely. Oh, he's getting a Twilight Council, too. So we're going to have to see if he wants to go into like a Zealot Archon. Yeah, or attack and blink. If he's going to go for Zealots in charge, then he's going to obviously want armor. If he's going to try to stay aggressive with the Stalker count that he has, and of course upping that along the way, he'd go for attack. But looks like it is going to go ahead and be that armor upgrade. Very useful. And SuperNova's actually just playing really smartly right now. He's switched into siege tanks. We don't know if he wanted to or didn't want to do that. But he also made a missile turret, realizing, okay, you're behind. What's one way Protosses love to try to catch up? DTs.
I think there's a high chance we're going to see a push coming up here. He is going to go get the reactor, which is going to attach to the starport.
Yeah, I mean, the siege tank pushes that we've seen occasionally coming out of Marine King now at times, where you get 3 siege tanks and you just utilize that splash damage at their ramp. It's very difficult for Protosses to stop. It's a great new style that's popped out, and in fact, this is kind of how SuperNova made his name coming up in Code 8. He was doing a lot of Siege Tank Marine play, which people found difficult to deal with. So now that that's back in the metagame, this is a perfect chance for SuperNova to once again prove himself.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think we're now going to have to, wait and see if Hero can actually recover from this. I feel like Terran does have a kind of substantial lead.
Yeah.
And
he's going to have +1 as the +1 armor finishes up for Hero. But Hero is getting charged, which is going to help out. The thing is, how many units will he actually have against this huge force that'll be incoming from SuperNova?
All right. We're going to have some medevacs coming out here. He may push me. He has about 2 or 4 of them. And charge is almost done.
That's right, scouting a little bit with that Stim Marine. I love that.
When do you think Hero should take his third?
I think that what Hero's going to be trying to do here is just crush an army. If the army doesn't come, he's going to have to just grab maybe an Archon or 2 or try to get Storm real quick and just take it during that. But right now, right this second is not the time to take it. In fact, he's adding 4 more gates. So
okay, he's going to stay on 2 base.
Yeah, he's going right up to 8 gates, and that's going to give him sick production. I think we're going to see a Charge Law Archon army. And if SuperNova decides to move out with this type of pressure I was talking about before, that's going to be a good opportunity for SuperNova to come back.
We got a drop coming up here. It does look like Hero's pretty much prepared, and I don't even think SuperNova should land this. And smartly so, SuperNova turns around. And,
this
well done by him.
Strategically a nice recovery by Hero.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited to see what happens here. He is getting the +1 armor, +2 armor now, rather. And so that really points to him making a lot of charge loss. But you have to be careful, because if Terran sees what's going on and takes a third base and then just focuses on Marine Marauder and does a lot of good kiting, then it's going to be difficult for your charge loss to be worth as much as you want them to be.
Both guys actually essentially identical supply right now. 120, well, now actually 124 to 124. A minute ago it was 124 to 122. And looks like, ghosts are going to come into play here. I think neither player is confident taking the third for a little while. Storm on the way. So they're going to be getting the ghosts at the same time the Templars are going to be coming out.
Yeah, this is actually turning into a very interesting game. Well, it's one of the better transitions out of a 4-gate that you can really see. He's played it very smartly after seeing the siege tanks, the way he transitions his tech around a bit. Now, we do have Psystorm on the way and some High Templars out. So when Psystorm finishes, or when this attack finishes, he's going to have to take a third base. But this attack actually may decide the game.
Yeah, he's going to get there just before Storm finishes if he's very decisive with his attack.
Yeah, and
man,
so smart.
That's really good. This is a great way to utilize siege tanks to just make bunkers outside of their base.
And notice he is making that Nexus because that Storm is just about to finish. It's the right timing for it, but he's going to have to cancel. He actually can't get through there to save it.
I think Hero's in a lot of trouble right now.
Oh, yeah.
Note that the siege tank range, it is in range to hit that little lip that connects the second base to the would-be third base. So, and even with the factor here, I mentioned this every once in a while, but I can't emphasize how much this screws up an attack when there's a factory floating in the front.
Yeah, and
it's so hard to deal with.
Everything's going to be in a clump, and if he EMPs, oh my god, this could be brutal, Tasteless.
All right, here he goes.
EMP. Sick EMPs, but the Psystorms are coming down.
The Psystorm's not going to be very useful to anything in those bunkers.
But there are many charge lots.
You know what? There are just too
many
charge lots.
Yeah, that is a lot right there.
Wow.
Hero doing a good job, but SuperNova has a lot of medevacs left over, and the charge lot number has been decreased in a huge way.
I think SuperNova a little bit caught off guard by there.
Yeah, that was...
I don't even know if Hero was sure that was going to work, but he just sort of said, all right, well, I can either wait around and lose
EMPs plus siege tank damage on those charge lots was great, but the +2 armor really helping them tear through those bunkers. Now, SuperNova does have to go home for a bit, but he's not out of it. He is down in supply, sure, and his third command center hasn't even been started. But a charge lot-based army against decent upgrade Terran, they can come back through micro.
Well, the tables have turned now. Note the siege tank count has been completely eliminated. There will probably be no more siege tanks in this game.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. So he's just going to stay Marine Marauder. Obviously with some ghosts as well. And I think it's going to be a little bit tough. He's going to have to focus a lot on micro up here.
This is a lot of charge lot stasis and a nice Psystorm going down, hurting everything, bringing it into the orange. And SuperNova's going to have to pull SCVs, but against Archons, that is just a death sentence.
Okay, I think the Archons are going to clean up here, and I think this may be the beginning of the end We have some more reinforcements coming up here. The Archon's taking the damage now. The Zealot's taking the damage. Note there are a lot of medevacs, so he has a serious amount of
GG.
mana there, but it does not matter. And GG.
Really well done by Hero, man. The 4-gate killed some SCVs, sure, but, you know, he didn't have a lot of transition to come out of that. He saw the siege tanks, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go into mass charge lot from here, and we're going to see if I can't have enough units to just break through.
You could see that the initial opener for SuperNova was intended to go against the Protoss that maybe did do a fast expand where he's going to, I mean, it would look the same with that push had he done that. He'd get the bunkers down there, set up the siege tanks, kind of contain the Protoss, maybe push the Protoss' Nexus, but the 4-gate came in there, so he already had enough gateways to have a bunch of units when that attack came in. Really nicely done, though, by SuperNova. He transitioned out of that beautifully.
Yeah, well, Hero, yeah.
I'm sorry, yes, yeah. Hero,
but, yeah, that's very impressive play by him there. Now, next map going to be Metropolis.
What are your thoughts on the 4-gating without a gas? Do you feel like it's actually like worth doing instead of doing some of these sentry busts?
If they don't have SCVs in the bunker, you can oftentimes just pick up a free win. Bam.
So maybe if the bunker is forced to be in a location farther away from where the minerals are for them to pull, maybe that should be the main mechanism.
Because you have way more damage output, and oftentimes you can move a little bit quicker, you know, because you're not getting that gas, you're not sending probes away to mine it. So it's like a funky little variation. But one important thing to note is that as he was getting ready for it, he started chrono boosting probes again. So he's like, all right, there's a good chance this won't actually kill. He scouted it, and that really set him up to be able to actually pull a win out here.
Well, we're going on to game number 2.
You know, I want to say this is actually just kind of fitting its way into my brain right now for the style that we're seeing with a lot of charge lots lately. I feel like a lot of charge lots in PvT is like a lot of roaches in ZVP. If you see it, you need to stay in your base a little bit longer because it's overwhelming in the early and mid game.
Yeah, the funny thing about Zealots is they're not really the damage dealers, they're the damage sponge. So the Protoss army and everything else can do its job. All right, time for game number 2 here. It's going to be Hero against SuperNova. The winner moves on to the final 4 of the GSL Code S. Code 2. That thing almost messed me up.